With coronavirus spreading across the world, China is using all kinds of means to prevent new infection. A country where the Communist Party has no need to consult the people on human rights, millions are confined to their homes. Facial recognition is being used to track and monitor people, and smartphones feed a database to calculate those likely to be infected. Kerry Allen has been immersing herself in Chinese cyberspace to feel the temperature.
In the last week, it's felt as if a modicum of hope is returning to China. Looking on my WeChat account, China's equivalent to WhatsApp, I've seen a trickle of messages from friends telling me that finally life is beginning to get back to normal. A lot of people are now physically able to return to work, provided they wear a mask on public transport. But there have been creative workarounds for those still quarantined indoors. My friends' children, for example, have been able to use the cloud to get online and to take part in classes. The government has created 22 online platforms which can teach more than 24,000 online courses. Variety and talent shows are popular in China, as is reality television. But with a lot of people still being urged not to go out, producers have swiftly changed their formats so that stars can work from home. TV programs have started to look like video conferences. That might sound boring, but actually it's fascinating peeking inside celebrities' bedrooms or even inside their wardrobes. Some seem keen to appear as ordinary as possible, wearing sweaters or tracksuits, a far cry from the designer stuff that they normally flaunt on stage. And others have recognised that they can use this opportunity to become stars themselves. They've begun live streaming video diaries about their daily existence in self-quarantine. So, yeah, in some ways, the coronavirus has brought the nation together. But many have questioned the government's official line on how many cases of the coronavirus there really are. There have been hardly any new cases reported in the last week, and the number of cured patients has been steadily rising. Given this is a new virus, and the outbreak happened during winter and regular flu season, some wonder if maybe patients were misdiagnosed. In the early stages, the government said very little about the situation outside Hubei province, where the crisis began. By late January, Chinese social media was full of fear and panic. People were asking why hundreds were getting sick, and the government in the early stages had no answers. There are thousands, maybe tens of thousands of Communist Party government censors who normally step in to silence any suggestion that the government has not done its job properly. Troublesome posts are deleted, and sometimes a barrage of new positive messages pop up, created by the 50-cent brigade. That's the name for users who are paid a small amount of money to post pro-government messages. Daily press conferences have been set up to provide a veneer of transparency, but newspapers and TV stations have also used platforms like Sina Weibo, which is China's version of Facebook, to debunk rumours which they say are aggravating social panic. One rumour was that the coronavirus started because people in Wuhan eat bats. A video of a woman eating a winged creature with chopsticks went viral, but it transpired that it was filmed in the Pacific on the island of Palau back in 2016. There were also rumours about infected people being murdered after footage emerged of people in medical suits brandishing guns and a bloodied body in the street. But Chinese TV said that the people in the video were actually police officers hunting a rabid dog, and that had been stitched together with pictures from a car accident months earlier. There are fears online about food shortages and medical supplies, and questions about whether the most vulnerable in society have been getting the right kind of help. This month, a 16-year-old boy who was disabled was found dead in his home. Yen Chung had been left on his own after his sole carer, his father, was placed in quarantine. He had only been fed twice a week by his aunt, when she could visit. And this week, a 6-year-old boy was found living with the body of his 70-year-old grandfather, who had been dead for a few days. To counter such horrors, Chinese media have rolled out positive footage about volunteers in Hubei helping those who are homeless. The government has sought to assure people that they have a handle on the situation. Anyone who claims otherwise has been punished. Senior officials have been fired where there have been cases of negligence, and the voices of some who have raised the alarm about misconduct in the first place have fallen silent. Two Wuhan journalists, Fang Bin and Chen Qiushi, found fame after they posted videos criticising the government's reporting about Wuhan. They said that they wanted to tell the truth about their circumstances, and they said that the government was not telling the full story. 3 weeks ago, their accounts went silent. Their families reported them missing. Their whereabouts are still unknown.
Kerry Allen.